Good morning. I keep explaining the self because, or step two, because you still cannot refocus immediately after step one. So when you recognize the obsession, then you should refocus. If this is not possible, then we are introducing step two. This is about the self. Why? Because we think that you are confusing the OCD feelings or OCD thoughts with yourself, with your identity. Okay. Okay, so I will give some explanation and exercises, and I want you during the recontacting yourself exercises, during these exercises, uh, to consider yourself not anymore the experiencer of your feeling, the experiencer of your thought, the experiencer of your behavior. No, not only that, but also you are the observer. Okay, you should become an observer of the experiencer. You should become an observer of yourself. Okay, so that means that as if you watching someone from a distance, like you watch your friend or you watch your um, son or you watch your okay, so as if you are watching anyone who is separate from you, who is not you. Okay, so I suggest that you hire a secret detective, okay, to watch you for 1 week maybe or more. This secret detective is you. Okay, so you don't have to hire anyone else. Okay, so you have now a task as a secret detective is to observe you. Okay, to observe yourself or observe you. Okay, visit yourself in your work, visit yourself in your home, visit yourself when you are sitting with your family, dinner, visit yourself and observe yourself in vacation. Okay, as much as you can. This is we try to. Why? Because you should try to build records. You should try to build uh, uh, accumulation of information about who you are. Okay, so buy a copybook or a notebook and start writing autobiography to help you collecting your attributes, because this is the most important thing, that you collect attributes. Why? Because you are spending most of the time with the negative self, with the OCD self, with negative talk, with obsessions, with degrading thoughts, degrading feelings against you, against your value, feelings trying to attack you, OCD feelings, of course. Okay, so it is not fair. You are spending, because someone may ask why you want us to collect the attributes. Why we should not collect the reality of ourselves? Like later, the OCD self will say to you, why you are collecting attributes? You should collect everything. You should collect the reality. Okay, but this is not. This is unfair. Why is that? Because you are spending hours per day, or maybe the whole day, if your OCD is very severe. You are spending hours per day degrading yourself, discounting the positive, analyzing the anti-self or the OCD self. OCD self is against your values, against you. Try to destroy your relationship with your values. So it is against you. Uh, you are spending most of the time with someone who is against you. Okay? So it is unfair. This is why it is unfair to to introduce him again in the picture. So this is why we want you to collect your attributes, okay, your traits, your good habits, your good things, okay. And of course, at the end, you should derive the self from this simple observation, from this simple actions, okay. At the end, when you describe an attributes, at the end we want you to say, I am a good father, okay, I am a religious person, I am polite, I am polite. So at the end, you should, from collecting the attributes, you attach something referring to the self, to me, to I, okay, to the real self, something, this is me, this is I, okay. uh, you try to use very simple actions, simple habits that you are doing each day or between time and time. You use them to fill the notebook or the copybook that you have bought, okay. So try to begin uh, writing or doing autobiography of yourself. uh, it is favorable to begin with attributes that has nothing to do with your OCD theme, because observing OCD theme should come at the end, because it is difficult to observe if you have a contamination OCD, then it is difficult to begin your notebook writing about behavior that proves that it is that you are a clean man, a man of cleanness. Okay, so it is difficult. This is why we want you to begin with mundane or normal day activities. Okay, it is possible that you write something about your OCD theme, so something that to prove that you are you are not you are not a man of cleanness, because why, you have a contamination theme, OCD theme, okay. But it will be more simpler and more obvious and more that you can relate to begin with action and activities, yeah, that you observe and you infer or translate an identity of the self from these actions or activities, okay. So let us say that you are observing yourself dealing with the people, so giving someone what he deserves. So a worker asked you to do some job in the house for you, he asked you to pay him 100 euro if he completed his tasks, okay. You gave him, as an example, 100 euro also, or 105 euro as a tip, okay. So you can use that as that you are a generous man. As an example, you gave him a tip or a fee of 10 euro extra or 110 euro, like that, like a simple thing, okay. If you don't have a religious OCD, as an example, if you have religious OCD also, it's possible, but as I have said, it is better to choose a trait or a attribute that is outside your OCD theme, okay. So you have observed yourself that that you are doing your religious activity very in a very tidy way, in a very good way. Then you write in your autobiography, I have done that. And then you ask yourself, what type of man who is doing such religious activity? Then you say, okay, this is me, so I am a religious guy. That's can be translated to an identity. Okay. Maybe you are walking in the street. You ask someone, where can I put something, or can you show me the way, but with a polite manner. Okay. After that, you write in your autobiography or in your copybook that I have asked this woman in a very polite way to show me the way, or I have asked this woman in a very polite way to give me something, or I should do for her something, but I was very polite with her. So you say to yourself, what kind of a man that he is doing that behaving in such manner? Okay, he should be a polite man. Okay, then you infer, you derive, you translate this attribute to me, to I. Okay, so to you, then you say, that means that I am a polite person. I am a polite man. Okay. The same thing, you watch or you observe yourself bringing food to the family. You are bringing them to the doctor if they are sick. Your son, he is sick, so you bring him to the doctor. You try to buy for him paracetamol, or you try to care for him. Okay, then you write this in your autobiography or in your copybook. You say, I have done that and that. What kind of man? Who is doing that? Then you write, that means that I am a guy who care about his family. I am a very kind, a very compassionate, merciful guy. I am a very compassionate, merciful father. I am, or simply I am, without a figure or without a role. You say, I am compassionate, I am merciful, I am polite, I am religious, I am fair man. Okay, so I like that. If you are walking in the street and you are looking to a tree, or you enter a jungle, or you enter a small nature, some setting of nature, and you admire the trees, you admire the leaves, you admire the nature, and then you write that. You ask yourself, what kind of a man is that? He is a man who is filled with I am a man of artistic thing, I am a man of nature, I am a man of beauty. Okay, so you begin from these attributes to translate it to an identity. Okay, and the same thing with respect. I'm a respectful man. You try to observe things that, okay, so from the normal day life, you try to analyze the attributes so that you translate it to an identity, or you translate it to a self. I am generous. I am merciful. I am humble, a humble guy. Okay, you can observe, maybe you have observed yourself that you are talking to a children, or talking to a beggar, or talking to someone who needs your help in a very humble way. Okay, that's a proof the humility of you. So you say, you write that in your autobiography, and you say, this is that means that I am that I am a humble guy, that I am a humble man. Okay, so it is important to translate the attributes at the end to what I am. Me, I am. This is me. This is okay. Why? Because the OCD self says all the time, if you don't do your compulsion, then you are what you fear. You are the feared self. You are a criminal. You are a pedophile. You are a disbeliever. You are like that, like that. Okay, you are spending the whole time with these thoughts and with these feelings. So now, to be fair, we want you to write your attributes and to translate that or infer from that an identity or a personality. This is me. Okay. So the same thing is with the curiosity or love, or that you love knowledge. I want to learn any attributes. You can think. Okay. So this is also one of the things that human machine or human is less conscious of. Mostly the human is conscious of a lot of negative things, especially if you are, of course, an OCD. Uh, if you are an OCD sufferer, then you are busy the whole day with this self-talk. In fact, it is not self-talk; it is an OCD self-talk. Okay, talking with the OCD and hearing these thoughts and feeling these feelings, OCD feelings, deceptive feelings. It is not a real feelings. They are simply electric, deformed, or fake signal, or uh, the electrical signal. It is not you. So at the end, it is not you. This is not you. This is not me. It is not me. I am that. I am a merciful guy. I am a merciful. I am a compassionate. Okay? Because he says you are a pedophile. You are a criminal. You are a murderer and a harm OCD. You will be a murderer. You will be a pedophile if you don't do such a compulsion or a ritual. Okay? So you busy. This is why we try to, because we consider the self, the real me. Who 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 are me? Okay? We consider this important, and we believe that you feel OCD real because you are mixing your real self with the OCD feelings, with the fake OCD feelings and the fake OCD thoughts. Why you feel them as a real, urgent, dangerous, I should react immediately. I should do the compulsion. Why you feel that? Why you feel that they are real? You feel that because they are mixed with your identity. Okay, so try further to elaborate on who are you. Okay, what do you know about yourself from your behavior? Also feelings. Can you feel happy? Can you feel sad? What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that make you sad? And why they make you happy? Why they make you sad? Okay, so you transfer the focus of you to the normal, mundane, normal activity of the day. I don't ask you to go to search for heroic action or heroic activity or a Superman activity. No, simply this simple day life that is free from OCD. We know that you are a simple man. Okay, so the normal day activity, from there you try to collect attributes. Okay, try to get better acquainted with yourself. Okay, you interview yourself like you are making an interview with yourself. Start with simple questions like my favorite color is, as an example. my favorite my favorite foods. What is your favorite foods? My favorite foods is. So you write in your notebook, my favorite color is, my favorite food is. Okay, in this you can also break you can break this down to a further details. I like vegetables, desserts. Okay, the more details in your story, the OCD self has its own story. It always uses a story to make you feel that it is real, to convince you. OCD self uses always stories to convince you that you are you could become that feared figure, that feared self. You could become that disbeliever if you don't do that extra ritual or extra. Okay, so filling the details of your story, your real story, is uh, is an is a fair way to collect the reality about you. Okay, there is OCD story. Okay, so I make also my story who I am. Okay, who am I? What person am I? Okay, uh, okay, and so if you are a student, what is my favorite subject in school? What is the most favorable subject for me in the school, in lessons? Okay, and continue finding out what you like and dislike, like in music, animals. I like this animal, but I dislike this animal. Okay, I like the sort of slow classical music, or I hate that music or metal music or like that. Okay, so you try to classify in details. Okay, I like this animal. I hate this sort of fabric or things. Okay, I like such type of flowers. I like uh, this type of sport. I like football, or I like running or walking. I like this hobby. I don't like this hobby, or I don't have any hobbies. I don't have any sports. This is also me. So you describe yourself, simply you interview yourself. Maybe you don't like sport. Okay, no problem. I don't like sport. Okay, I don't like music. I don't like television, or you like television, or you like television shows, or you have such a hobby. So you try to also which sort of books, okay? What type of pupil you would be to get friend with, okay? What sort of politicians that you hate or like or love, or you um, consider them as a role model, you know, I suspect that he's politician. Okay. Okay, what gives me the most difficulty in life? What gives me the most difficulty in pupil, in situations? Okay, so this is also you. You write that in your autobiography. Okay, uh, what excites me the most? Okay, what was the most courageous thing I have ever done? What was the biggest risk I have ever took? What did I learn from it, from this risk, or from this courageous action? Okay, what nourishes me the most? What type of action, or what type of uh, doing? Okay, we always try to collect attributes about doing, not about thought and feeling, especially in the first period of autobiographing. When you are doing your autobiography, you focus on your behavior, doing. Okay, uh, what did I do that made me the proudest? Okay, what was the biggest challenge I overcame? What did I learn? Who had the most influence on me? Okay, what was my most painful experience, and did I learn from it? So all of these are a sort of attributes, or a sort of uh, simply who I am. Sometimes it it is something neutral. It is not an attribute, and it is not a bad thing. Okay, but we advise you to focus more on attributes. This is to have, not to, I don't say to neutralize or cancel the bad at the bad self-talk. No, I say you collect simply the reality about you. Who are you? Okay, okay. Who am I? Okay, so you continue. What makes you the angriest about things in the world? Which organizations or charities do you or would you support? What mentors or public figures do you respect or admire? Why? Which religious beliefs do you agree and disagree with? And also why? Okay. A very important also thing is to use the values exercises that I gave you in the earliest video, following a sort of ACT model or any model. The most important thing is that you discover your values, and the values is a very good way to know who am I. Okay. And also the most important thing is about these values is, are you doing these values or not? So you try also to watch these behaviors and observe these behaviors. Okay. But try to put that at the end of the autobiography, because first we are beginning not to begin with OCD theme. Of course, I understand that OCD attacks you not only in your values, because sometimes it attacks you in a less important value. It doesn't sometimes it doesn't attack you in the most important value for you. No, it attacks you in the less important value for you. Why is that? Because you have incompetency in this less value. Because there should be two conditions to get an OCD, to get an obsession and later an OCD from these thoughts and feelings. First, it should be a value. Second, you should feel you have a feeling of ambivalence, of incompetency in this value or in this domain of value, in this value, specific value. Okay. Then, when these two conditions are fulfilled, you will get an OCD or an obsession. Okay. So only this is why OCD. So this is one of the famous questions from clients, is that why I have, let us say he has a religion as the highest value, but he get a harm OCD. He said to me, if religion was my highest value, why I get OCD in harm OCD? Why is that? Okay, this is because you have no incompetency in the religious domain. In the religious aspect of yourself, you have no incompetency. But you have incompetency where you think that you are aggressive or you are harmful or you are. So you have incompetency in this domain, in this value for you. This is why you get a harm OCD. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so value is important to autobiograph, but also I want to let you remember that you should also use the help of family or close friends to build up these self-attributes, because it is sometimes you suspect, sometimes you find also human communication is better. These people knows you. These family, your family and your best friends knows you sometimes more than yourself. Okay, so they will tell you. Even they will touch also the specific OCD theme. They will say to you, you are a very polite, compassionate, merciful guy. Okay, and you have harm OCD. Okay, so I am saying that you should not use that as a neutralization compulsion or neutralization ritual. No, you are using that only for 1 week, okay, or 2 weeks, to collect autobiography of yourself. Okay, I am not saying to use. I don't say that when you are confronted with an obsession. Okay, when you are attacked by an obsession, you begin to read your or you collect your attributes. No, you collect it at once, and then I will teach you how you should use as a shortcut. Simply in 1 second, you remember all of your autobiography. This is during step 2. Okay, step 2 of the therapy. So in 1 second or in half second, you remember all of you have written about your attributes, your self attributes, your identity, or you remember it. Okay, tick. So it is not a ritual. A ritual takes time, makes you dysfunctional, and okay, it is an important step in the therapy that you make contact with your real self. So family and close friends are also a good tools, or they can aid you, they can help you in discovering or rediscovering yourself and rediscovering your attributes in your autobiography. Okay. Uh, I hope that this video was beneficial for you, that you can benefit from this video. And see you in the next video, and take care of yourself.